If this is your first time watching my channel, welcome. I do a lot of content on BTS. I also do a lot of content on New York City, what it's like to live there, what it's like to be an Army in New York City, and what it's like for an Army dad. But if you are new here and you like BTS content, you like New York City content, click the subscribe button and you'll see more from me. So you've probably heard by now that BTS has been banned in China. What does all that mean? I'm going to break it down for you in this video. And to understand it, you've got to understand a little bit about the Korean War. You know, that was a war against the North Koreans and South Koreans, and you have that demilitarized zone. You've probably seen the news over the last couple of years. Kim NomJoon, of course, the dictator in North Korea, he would fire over rockets, and a lot of times South Korea, including Seoul, were in jeopardy of, getting hit by these rockets. And so there's still ongoing tensions. It's questionable whether or not that's been taken care of, but for me, I see that it's a volatile area of the world. And of course, BTS from Seoul, it begs the question, what's going on with China and how are they involved in this? So if you look back at the Korean War, the United States was an ally of South Korea. So Seoul and an extension of Seoul, BTS, that side of the world, that part of Korea was allies with the United States. And North Korea was allies with China. So that's the tension with BTS in China. Specifically, they were recently awarded the Van Fleet Award. Now, this award goes to individuals or groups once a year. They pick someone who has contributed heavily to the relationship between the U.S. and South Korea. And obviously, BTS fits in that mold. So they were given that award. And during the acceptance speech, Kim NomJoon, the leader of BTS, RM, he gave an acceptance speech, and during the speech, he mentioned a line or two about addressing the war. He said, we'll never forget the pain that was endured by these two countries. And he's referring to the United States, and he's referring to South Korea. So with that statement during the acceptance speech, he's kind of furthering, at least for their audience, the relationship between the United States and South Korea. And in some people's view, he's segmented China from that. And there's a lot of Chinese army out there, heavy Chinese army influence. I'd be curious to know, if you're in China and you're a part of the army, comment below if this acceptance speech upset you, if it offended you or bothered you. I'm curious what you think. In my opinion, it's not something to be taken that way. The award itself was about U.S. and South Korea relations, so he was providing some insight on that. Now, as far as the ban goes, this isn't the first time China has banned entertainment in their country. Being a communist country, that happens sometimes. And specifically, you've probably seen the Samsung ads where they're playing Dynamite in the background, and then they scroll through an Instagram account, you'll actually see BTS there. So, or maybe it's YouTube, I can't remember. But they show one of their phones, and Dynamite's going the whole time in the background. That commercial, I see it all the time. I have not seen the ones for Fila without actually going to it and trying to find it. It doesn't just pop up in my feeds and on my TV. Nor have I seen the one for Hyundai. I was talking to a friend the other day. They have seen the one from Hyundai, just organically appearing in their advertisements. Hyundai, Fila, and Samsung are not even Chinese companies. All of their headquarters are located in Seoul, South Korea. So I'm not real sure exactly what China's problem is with this, other than they don't want it showing, advertisements where BTS is singing in their country. because they lost a lot of people in the Korean War along with the North Koreans. By the way, South Korea and the United States also lost a lot of people. So I think they just don't want to make money off of China is what it comes down to. But with the army that's in China, I'm talking about the BTS army, I don't really understand how that's going to affect it one way or the other. But that's what they've decided to do. So you probably hear a little extra noise now. The guy 2 doors down evidently bought a new leaf blower and is thoroughly trying it out. So just so you're aware, the lives that were lost in the Korean War, there were 200,000 South Koreans who died in the Korean War, and about 36,000, I think it said, American lives, and then about 180,000 Chinese lives were lost in the Korean War. I'm not sure about North Korea, but that's the way that breaks down. And you know, as far as China banning BTS, you know, these are the kind of things that ciphers are written about. I don't know if they'll go that direction with it or not. They probably won't, but it's a culmination of things like this that they'll eventually scratch out. Cypher Part 5. Saw someone wrote the other day that it would be fitting to have V in Cypher Part 5. That way they could call it Cypher Part V or 5. So thought that was interesting. But anyway, that's the deal with why China is banning BTS. It'll be interesting to see if China bans anything else related to BTS. I don't know if they'll try and ban ticket sales in the future or anything related to BTS. That'll be an interesting to watch. Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you're not subscribed already to my channel, feel free to subscribe.